Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So, as promised, this is part 4 of quadratic equation, and today we are going to understand how to factorize and solve quadratic equation with three terms, popularly known as splitting the middle term. Now, students, I will be making two videos on splitting the middle term, one with easy sums explaining the basics, and second video where we will have difficult numbers and how to deal with them quickly. And definitely, if we have radical signs, square root of 2, square root of 3, such numbers in quadratic, and how to split the middle term. So techniques of those would be discussed. So without wasting any time, let us get into the video. Now, before that, students, I want you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, and if you haven't done it yet. So students, let us start with splitting the middle term. I'm going to discuss certain steps, certain methods. I'll be talking about it. And at the end of this video, you will get a summary of the entire step, which you can take a screenshot of or you can write down, which will help you to remember all the methods. Now, what I've done is I have tried to give it a system. Splitting the middle term is usually very vague. So I have tried to systemize it. People who do not understand can memorize it and get the answers right. So solve the equation by factorization method. Now we have a very good quadratic equation, x square plus 15x plus 54. Now students, I'll be talking about few steps. In fact, I will be giving you 5 important steps and their details. Now, if you understand these 5 steps, solving quadratic equation by splitting the middle term will be easy. But never ever miss a single point or a single specification I mentioned, because it could lead to some confusion. Now let us look at this sum itself. How students can go wrong, we will discuss. Now students have taken small numbers here, so I'll have two techniques for finding factors for small number and for big numbers as well. Now looking at this equation, x square plus 15x plus 54 equal to 0. Now the first step for any quadratic equation to be solved by splitting the middle term, which we usually miss, is we should try and put the equation in the standard form. When I say standard form, I want all the numbers on the left hand side. I want the square term to be first. I want the x term then, and then the constant and equal to 0. Always I want it like that. There is one more thing which if you take care, it would be of great help, and which will help to solve using my technique specially. Avoid negative sign here. X square, it could be 2x square, 3x square, 4x square. Avoid negative sign and avoid any fractions here. Okay. Now the first step, as I told you, would be standard form. Now if you look at this equation, the equation is already in the standard form. Great. If it is not in the standard form, we have to arrange it in the decreasing order of the power. Now if you see, if I have to compare and write the value of ABC, there is no number here, so I can say there is 1. So A is 1, B is 15, and C is 54. Now I am talking about coefficients and ignore their signs as of now. The second step we will do is we'll multiply A into C. We'll multiply 54 into 154. So it's very clear. We got two steps. Standard form. Second is A into C without the signs. Now students, once you have done this, even before we find out the factors, now usually what students do is students find factors first and then they try to either add and subtract. We know that we need two factors of 54, either by addition or by subtraction, it should give us 15. Now what students usually do is they find out the factors. If we get it by addition, add करके मिला तो great. नहीं तो subtract करके मिला तो great. No, it doesn't work like that. So once again, first step standard form, second step A into C. After that, always look at the last number sign. I am talking about the third step, which is operation. I will look at the last number sign, which is plus. Now remember this. If the last number sign is plus, we need to add the two factors and get the middle term. If the last number sign is minus, we need to subtract the two factors and get the middle number. Now, since in this sum, the last number sign is plus, we'll add the two factors and we'll get the middle term. So let us try to find out the factors. That is the next step. That is the fourth step. So there would be different methods to find out factors. Now for numbers less than 100 or near 100, we will follow this method, which usually gives us factors quickly. And if you can directly run into the factors, get to the factors, great. Now 1 into what is 54? That is 54. Now Students who find math difficult or splitting the middle term difficult, you can follow what I'm doing religiously and you will never get wrong. Now 1 into 54 is 54. Now since there is plus sign here, we need to add these two numbers to get the middle term. 54 plus 1 will never ever give us 15. After 1 it is 2. 2 into what is 54? Now if you don't know, you can just go 54 and divide it by 2. 2 ones are, 2 twos are, and 2 sevens are. If you don't know this also, go for long division. So 2 into 27 is 54. Now once again the last number sign is plus, and by adding I need to get 15. So 27 plus 2, no, it is not 15. Now let us go to the next number, which is 3. Now students, 3 into what is 54? Once again, if you divide, it would be 3 into 18. Now there is a very big mistake that happens here. Students usually take 18 and 3 as the factors because 18 minus 3 gives us 15. But students, carefully look at the last number sign. There is a reason I took this specific numbers, because here without adding you should not get the factors. Here 18 minus 3 is 15, but I want to add them. Forget the signs right now. Since the last number sign is plus, I need to add and get 15, and 18 plus 3 happens to be 21 and not 15. So I will not consider these factors. Try to understand what I'm trying to say, kids. The next number be 4. Now 54 is not divisible by 4. Next number is 5. Once again, even that is not divisible by 4. Next number is 6. 6 nines are 54 if you know the table. Now since the last number sign is plus, we need to add to get the middle term, and 6 plus 9 happens to be 15. So this could be my factors. So any type of confusion can be avoided if you follow these steps. Now still the sum is not over. We will just revise the step. First we put the equation in the standard form. In this case it was already in the standard form. Then a into c, 54 into 1 gave us 54. Then we decided the operation, that is the third step, that is addition, because the last number sign is plus. Then we took some time and found out the factors. It could be directly come to this number if you can guess it. Now student, the last and the very important step is sign. Now if you remember this, it would be great. Now what I'm trying to say is, based on the last number sign, either the sum will be based on addition or the sum will be based on subtraction. Now I am going to give you two different rules, one for addition and one for subtraction. One rule for addition and one rule for subtraction. Now since this sum is based on addition because the last number sign is plus, I am going to talk about the addition rule only. Now the addition rule is, it's a rule made by me. Addition rule is, if the sum is based on addition, give the middle number sign to both the factors. So basically, if the middle number has plus sign, give plus sign to both the factors. If the middle number has minus sign, give minus sign to both the factors. Now this is only for sums based on addition. If you're looking for logic, addition is possible only when they have same signs. Either both will be plus or both will be minus, and that depends on the middle number sign. I hope this makes it very clear on finding out the factors. So let us go ahead with the sum. Now, why this is called as splitting the middle term is the first term and the last term. If you see, the first term and the last term is written as it is. Now, plus 15x will be written as the factors we found out, would be plus 6x and plus 9x. Now, what happens if you write plus 9x and plus 6x? Nothing happens. You get the same answer. So this is very important. I'll just clear everything that I've written here. Okay. Now, students, now the next step is to form groups and take common. So the first group, first two, and the last two. Now for students who know how to find out common, great. You can just fast forward the video. And students who find it difficult, or students who sometimes get it and sometimes don't get it, listen to this very carefully. Always do it. It will take a minute or two extra. Understand, when you're solving a particular type of sum, there would be many sums. In exams, 1 or 2 sums will be based on this. And if I take 1 and 2 minutes extra and get it right, that would be better. So x square, I know x square is x into x. Plus, I know 6 is 2 into 3. into x is, that is x. Now let us see what all is common both in both the terms. Now I can see x and x common. Is there anything else common? No. So I'll say x is common. What remains in the bracket is, which is not in the circle, x plus 2 3s are 6. So when I take common here, between x square and plus 6x, what is common is x. What remains in the bracket is x plus 6. Now students, for the remaining two terms. Now if you see, I have plus 9x. It's very important to consider sign here. You will understand in coming sums why sign becomes very important. Plus 9 is 3 into 3 into x. Now for 54, if you don't know what are the factors, you can just factorize. 3 1s are 8s are, 3 1s are 3 6s are, 3 2s are, and 2 1s are. So it would be 3 into 3 into 3 into 2. Now let's see which are the numbers there there in both the terms. So I can see 3 in both the terms. So I have circled it. I can see one more 3. So I will encircle one more 3. Can I see anything common? No. So students, there is plus sign. So plus sign doesn't give us any harm. So we can ignore it now, or you can put plus. In fact, whatever the sign is here, it always has to be written here. 3 3s are 9 is in the circle, so that will be outside the bracket. And one which is not in circle will be inside the bracket. So x plus 3 2s are 6. So 3 2s are, we'll have to multiply this. So x plus 6. So if you have understood how to take common, we'll proceed ahead. So remember one thing, students, whenever you're solving this type of sum, if there is plus here, it has to be plus here. If there is minus here, it has to be minus here. Now, since we know how to take common, 9 is common here, and what remains in the bracket is x plus 6, that is equal to 0. Now, students, if you carefully see, once again, x plus 6 is common. Now, these are two terms, right? Because there is multiplication here. So, there are only two terms. So, once again, x plus 6 is common. Once again, x plus 6 is common. What remains in the bracket is what is not underlined. See, x plus 9, that is equal to 0. And we studied in the previous video, when the product of two bracket is 0, at least one bracket has to be 0. Then either x plus 6 is 0 or x plus 9 is 0. Let us solve both the possibilities, that is both the equations that we have. Plus 6 moves this side, it becomes minus 6. And plus 9 moves this side, it becomes minus 9. So x will be minus 6 or minus 9. So I can say that the roots of the given quadratic equation are minus 6 and minus 9. And I believe you have understood this sum. Anyways, I will, when we do more one or two more sums in this video, you'll understand it, get revised. And at the end, I will summarize all the rules together, which would be a very important slide. And then we'll have a challenging sum for you. Now 5m square plus is equal to 22m plus 15. Now once again, we will follow the steps. The first step is putting it in the standard form. So I will put it in the standard form. I'll take plus 22 to the left hand side and plus 15 to the left hand side. It becomes minus 22m and minus 15. Now students, we have completed with the first step. As I told you, before we proceed ahead with the second step or anything else, just make sure that the first term is always positive so that our rules fits in. Now we'll just take the coefficients without their sign. Here we have 5, here we have 15. The second step is A into C, and 15 5s are is 75. Now students, we need two factors of 75 such that either by addition or by subtraction, it has to give us 22. Now, if you look at the last number sign, which is minus. Now we have discussed the importance of last number sign. If the last number sign is plus, we need to add and get the middle term. And if the last number sign is minus, we need to subtract and get the middle term. Now in this sum, the last number sign is minus, we'll subtract and get the middle term. And since 75 is a smaller number, I'll not go for what do you say, prime factorization. I'm going it like that. You can also go for prime factorization. 1 into 75 is 75. Now since last number sign is minus, we will subtract 75 minus 1 and it will not give us 22. After 1 it is 2. 75 is not divisible by 2. And then that is 3. Now if you have to divide 75 by 3, 3 2s are 6, 15, 3 5s are 15. So 25 is the answer. So here we will have 25. Now for students who find it difficult. Now, whether we have to add or subtract, since the last number sign is minus, we have to subtract these two factors to get 22. Is 25 minus 3 22? Yes. So my factors are, for this sum would be 25 and 3. Now comes a very important step, that the fifth step, that is giving them signs. As I told you, if a sum is based on addition, it has a different rule. If a sum is based on subtraction, it has a different rule. How do I know whether the sum is based on addition and subtraction? Based on the last number sign. Now, since here the last number sign is minus, we have to follow the subtraction rule. So I'm giving you the subtraction rule. Just let me recall what was addition rule. The addition rule was, if the middle number sign is plus, give plus to both. If the middle number sign is minus, give minus to both. That is, for a sum based on addition, we will give middle number sign to both the factors. Now, but this sum is not based on addition, but it is based on subtraction. So what we are going to do is, we are going to give middle number sign. Listen to me very carefully. For a sum based on subtraction, we give middle number sign, that is minus in this case, to the greater number, which is 25 out of 25 and 3, and opposite sign to the smaller number. Now listen to this very carefully. Middle number sign to the greater number and opposite sign to the smaller number. Now here the middle number sign was minus, so we give minus to the bigger number, and opposite sign, that is plus, to the smaller number. Now this is only for addition, not for sum based on, this is only for subtraction, not for sum based on addition like the previous sum. So I think the rule for subtraction is also very clear. So we will split the middle term, that is minus 22m, can be written as minus 25m plus 3m. Can I write it as plus 3m minus 25m? Great. Now student, there is something I did not discuss in the previous sum I would like to discuss here. If you look at this, minus 25 plus 3, it should give us minus 22. If you put by mistake plus here, minus here, you'll get something else. If I give both the numbers plus minus 25 minus 3 will be minus 28, and I need a minus 22. So it becomes a checkpoint for me here. So I'll just clear all my drawings here. Great. Now students, we have to take common like previous sum. So I will quickly explain you how to take common. So we have two terms. So 5m square minus 25m. So we have taken the first group. 5m square would be 5 into 5 into m into m. Now this is 5m square. Minus 25m would be 25 into 5 into m. I hope now you know how to do this. Now whatever is common, we'll put it in circle. Common means both the terms have the same numbers or variable. 5, 5. One more 5 is common. One more m is common. One m is common rather. Now if you see in the circle, what remains is, okay, I'm really sorry. I did a mistake here. I don't understand how did I get two fives here. I'm sorry for that. So it has to be 5 into m, and just a second. Okay, so 5m square would be, I'm just sorry, 5m square would be 5 into m, and 25m will be 25 into 5 into m. Now students, once again, I'll just correct this. There is only one 5 common. There are no two 5 common, right? So we have to circle 1 5 and 1 m. So if you carefully see, 5m is common because both are in circles, and what remains in the bracket is m minus 5. So from the first two terms, I get this. Let us do for the next terms also, that is 3m minus 15. Now once again, plus 3m would be 3 into m. 15 would be 3 into 5. Now if you see, 3 is there in both the terms, and make sure that the sign plus or minus is written. What remains in the bracket is m minus 5. Now students, I hope this common thing is understood. I'm sorry for the mistake that I did right now, but it's correct now. So 5m would be common. I got it from here. What remains in the bracket is m minus 5. Now you have to remember, if there is plus sign here, minus sign here, minus sign here, the sign, but there is has to be a sign. The same sign which is there here, which I can pick it from here, that is plus 3 into m minus 5 is equal to 0. Now students, if you see once again, as discussed in the previous sum as well, m minus 5 is once again common. Now if m minus 5 is common, so I'll write m minus 5. What remains in the bracket is, which is not underlined, 5m plus 3 equal to 0. Now, since the product of two bracket is 0, at least one bracket has to be 0. So m minus 5 is 0, or 5m plus 3 is 0. Minus 5 shifts this side, it becomes plus 5. And plus 3 shifts this side, minus 3. And 5 gets divided to minus 3 upon 5. So then the final answer, the roots of the given quadratic equation are 5 and minus 3 upon 5. And put it in a beautiful box. I hope this is clear. One more sum so that we understand, and then there would be series of sums which you can solve. I'll discuss one more sum, and then we will give you the summary of the entire steps I've been talking about. So that, and then at least I want you to solve at least 20 to 25 sums based on splitting the middle term, and then you come for the next video, because that will deal with some complicated sums. Now x square plus x minus 20. Now once again, first of all, first rule is put the equation in the standard form. Now if you carefully see, the equation is already in the standard form. So first step. Now before we proceed to the second step, I have to make sure that the first term is positive. Yes, it is positive. Then the second step is a into c. Now here there is 1. There is no number, that means 1. So a into c, that is 1 into 20 is 20. So the second step is a into c. Third step is determining the operation, whether we will add or subtract to get the middle term, which is 1 here. So since the last number sign is minus, I will subtract the factors of 20 to get 1. So 1 into 20. 20 minus 1 is not 1. 2 into 10. 10 minus 2 is not 1. 20 is not divisible by 3. 4 into 5 is 20. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Now we have to give them signs. Before giving the sign, we'll revise the rule. There are two rules, one for addition and one for subtraction. For addition, the rule is middle number sign to both the factors. For subtraction, the rule is middle number sign to the bigger number and opposite sign to the smaller number. Now, since the sum is based on addition, how do I know it? Because of the last number sign. Middle number sign will go to the bigger number, that is 5, and opposite sign to the smaller number. Now, I hope students, this getting factors is clear, and the sign is also very clear. Now let us split it, x square as it is, minus 20 as it is, plus 1x will be written as 5x minus 4x. Now students, now we have to do is take common. Now I assume you all have understood how to take common. Even if not, I will explain for this sum as well in detail. The first two terms are x square plus 5x. Now when I say x square plus 5x, x square is x into x and 5x is 5 into x. So let me put in circle whatever is common. This is what we did in our lower standards. So it would be x is common. What remains in the bracket is not in the circle, that is x plus 5. Now the next term, very important, minus 4x and minus 20. So minus 4 would be 2 into x. 20 would be 2 into 5. Now if you don't know how it is 20, so you can just go for 2 1s are 0s are, 2 5s are 5 1s are. So 2 into 5. Let us circle which is common. 2, 1 more 2, and there is nothing else common. Now student, there is minus sign here. So we'll put minus sign, and 2 2s are 4 is common. Now what is very important to understand and remember is, if I take minus common, the sign inside the bracket will change, because minus into plus will give me minus. So I've changed the sign. So be very careful. If there is minus outside the bracket, the sign inside the bracket will change. What remains is x, minus became plus, and 5. So if you see, these two brackets should always be same, if you have observed in the previous sums as well. So that becomes a checkpoint. So x common, what remains in the bracket is x plus 5. Be very careful. The sign here should be the sign here. So minus 4 common. And once you take minus 4 common, what remains in the bracket is x plus 5 equal to 0. Now students, if you see x plus 5 is once again common, understand this two has to be same. Otherwise, there is some mistake in the sum. So here x plus 5 is common. We'll take x plus 5 common. What remains in the bracket is x minus 4. Now, since the product of two brackets is 0, at least one bracket has to be 0. Then x plus 5 is 0 or x minus 4 is 0. Plus 5 shifts to the right hand side, it becomes minus 5. Minus 4 shift to the right hand side, it becomes plus 4. Then minus 5 and minus 4 are the roots of the given quadratic equation. Now, students, let us go ahead and just discuss the summary here. So I gave you 5 steps of splitting the middle term. Standard form, A into C, operation, factors, and sign. Operation, that is either sum is based on addition or subtraction, depends on last number sign. If it is plus, that means the sum is based on addition, that is add to get the middle term. If it is minus, that means it's based on subtraction, that is subtract to get the middle term. Then the very important rule is sign. Either it is addition or subtraction. If it is addition, middle number sign to both the factors. And if it is subtraction, middle number sign to only to the bigger factor and opposite sign to the smaller factor. I hope this makes sense. Take a screenshot of it, write it down somewhere. It will be of great help. Now, I hope students, you have understood this sum. Now, I'm giving you a challenging sum to this. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write down the answer for this in the comment section, and also the time that you took to finish the answer, because we will be discussing difficult sums and the sums with radical sign, the square root sign in our next video. But I need you to practice at least 20 sums based on splitting the middle term. So till then, thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Do not forget to subscribe the channel and send it to all those who can benefit out of this. Thank you so much.